you're running containers on a Linux home server and still starting them with a random Podman run command, stop doing that. Podman is great, I use it, but the real power comes from you treating containers like temporary commands and start treating them like actual services. That is where Quadlets come in. Today I want to explain the difference between using plain Podman commands and using Quadlets, and why for my home lab, Quadlets are the only way I want to run containers today. Podman is a container engine. It lets you run containers without needing a big, always running daemon like Docker. That is one of the biggest reasons I like running Podman. With Podman, you can run something like Podman run -d --name Jellyfin all in one line, and I'll post that command here, and that's it. Your container starts, Jellyfin runs, everything looks good. But here's the problem. That command is now your documentation. If you forget the exact command, lose your notes, or want to rebuild your home server, you have to figure out all those commands again. Like, what ports did I expose? What volumes did I mount? Was SE Linux using :Z or Z? In Europe, they use Z. What is a custom network? Did it pass environmental variables? Did I add labels for a home page? Now that can get really messy fast. The problem with plain Podman commands are fine for testing. You know, if you just want to build something real quick and see if it's worth your while. Technitium, you want to try Technitium, and then, you know, once you find out you like it, great, build a Quadlet. They are great for when you were trying to get something up quickly. But for a real home lab server, that is not enough. The issue is not that Podman is bad. The issue is that containers need to survive real life scenarios. Power goes out, you move to different servers. They need to start after reboot. What we need to do is have something more reliable for a home server, such as start after reboot, start after failure, use the same config every time, be easy to update, be easy to back up, be easy to move to another server, and they need to work cleanly with systemd. That is where normal Podman run starts to fall short. You can generate systemd services from Podman, but that feels backwards to me anyways. You run the container, then generate a service from it. With Quadlets, you write the service first, much cleaner. What Quadlets are systemd friendly container files. Instead of writing one massive podrun command, you create a simple file like this. Everything is in this text file, and you do your description. You can tell it after network is online, it requires or wants network online. Then you build your container. This example is just Jellyfin. If you want to auto update the registry, if you want to publish the ports or what ports to publish. I have accidentally forgot the ports to publish before, and it ran fine until it didn't. When I figured it out, I forgot to put the publish the ports in there. You tell it what volumes you want to run or have in this Quadlet. Tell it a network if you want. A network is not required, but I suggest that. And then these are labels here. If you want to run homepage within a Quadlet, you can give these, and it builds your homepage pretty easily. I will do a little video on that. And then of course your service, you want to always restart always, and FYI, it's always. You can't do on failure or on reboot. You want to always do always. I know that's repetitive. And then it's a timeout for the always, and then it's install default.target. If you run as user, I run everything as user. All my Quadlets are run as user. That file becomes your container definition. It is readable, repeatable, and it works directly with systemd. Now, why are Quadlets better? The biggest reason I like Quadlets is simple. They make containers feel like normal Linux services. You use systemctl-user start Jellyfin, and then stop Jellyfin, restart Jellyfin, and systemctl-user status of Jellyfin. It will show you if there's any issues. And for the logs, you simply just do journal ctl-user-u jellyfin-f. You just change that Jellyfin in the journal CTL for all your other quadlets to see what issues you are having. When you are building your quadlets, you'll be using that, and you'll notice that the syntax can be wrong or there's an incorrect space in a quadlet. Yes, you don't want spaces in those quadlet lines. So that is exactly how I want my home lab to work, and it works. I do not want mystery containers floating around with just the Jellyfin pod commands, or even creating a podlet with cockpit. You know, I've done other videos with stuff that I've created in the Podman cockpit application. You know, I want a clean service file that tells me exactly what is running, how it is configured. Now, Podman run versus Quadlet. Here's the difference. A Podman run command is good for testing. A Quadlet is good for production. With Podman run, you are launching a container. With Quadlet, you're redefining a service on that computer. With Quadlet, you're defining a service. That is a big difference. A normal command is temporarily thinking, I guess you would say. It's kind of just there, and reboot, it's gone. A Quadlet is truly infrastructure on your server. And for a home lab server, I want the infrastructure. I want it to always run when that computer has an issue and reboots or whatnot. Why this matters on openSUSE MicroOS, this matters even more on openSUSE MicroOS. MicroOS is built around the idea that operating system should be stable, automated, and low maintenance. That fits perfectly with Quadlets. You keep the host clean, you run apps in containers, you let systemd manage them, you keep the container files in one place. So I keep mine in my home directory because I run it as a user. I'm not running it as root. I want a rootless container system. That just makes it a little bit safer if my login gets compromised on my home server. I don't want anybody to have root access. And if something breaks, you can just check the service like any other Linux service. That's exactly how I've built my server and how it runs, and you should run it that way too. Now, the good and the bad of auto updates. You know, some people don't want to automate updates. I've kind of been that way. I've actually switched my Quadlets over to auto update just to see how they run. You know, like Jellyfin, I'm kind of tired of going in there and stopping it and updating because my TV is on a newer version and the server is on an old version. That causes, you know, people to complain. I have TVs at my mom's house where she watches my Jellyfin stuff, and I don't want a call from her to saying there's something broken. Well, it breaks anyways at her house. That's a different story. But you can auto update your Quadlets simply just by putting auto update equals registry in your Quadlet. Then enable the Podman auto update timer, systemctl-user enabled -- Podman auto update timer. You have to have that timer going or it's not going to work. Now, Podman can check for new images and restart the service when an updated container is available. That is much easier than manually stopping containers, pulling the images, recreating everything by hand, and having to do that with someone saying you need to update it because something doesn't work. Now, networks and ports in Podman, Quadlets also support more than just containers. You can create a network file, and I've done that for my media. Just simply create a Quadlet with a bridge and a subnet and a gateway. Then you create the pod file with, you know, just create podman equals podman-pod, network equals media.network. So I've actually gone away from the pod except for my Immich and a couple other containers, but for the most part, I put all my media in a network by itself, not a pod. Your containers can attach to that pod or network. That gives you a clean layout. Your media stack can be on one network. Your monitoring stack can be on another, which is what I do. Your DNS container can have its own setup. Everything is documented in the files. It's no guessing. Why do I say that Quadlets are the only choice? I do not mean Podman commands are useless. They're not. That Podman run when you are testing, great for testing. Use it when you're experimenting, of course, because I mean, you get a test with a Quadlet. Quadlets are not hard at all. I got hung up on Quadlets, and it's taken me over a year to really get used to it and run it correctly. That's kind of why I'm putting this video together. Use it when you're experimenting, the Podman dash run. Use it when you just want to see if an image works. But once the container becomes a part of your home lab, it should become a Quadlet. It's safer and easier. Jellyfin Quadlet, homepage Quadlet, Technitium DNS, yeah, it's a Quadlet. Frigate's going to be your Quadlet. I just installed Frigate the other day, and it actually runs pretty good. Immich, of course, is Quadlet. I put that in a pod, Nextcloud Quadlet. If it matters, it should not live as a random command in your shell history. It should live as a Quadlet file on your home lab. So the real benefit is rebuildability for a Quadlet. If my server dies, I do not want to remember everything I typed in 6 months or a year ago. I want to copy my Quadlet files back into the system D. That's the user system D. So your home directory / .config containers system D is where that will live. Then run systemctl user daemon reload, and then system -- user enable -- now Jellyfin to start Jellyfin. And I'm back up and running. As long as I have backed up my Quadlets, I'll be up and running in minutes because I have all those Quadlets saved. Now, if I was doing the Podman -run command, I would need to make sure that I still have all those run commands handy. And that's where your lab becomes a true nightmare, bringing your Podman services back up and running. With the quads, I just throw it in system D. I can dump them all in there and have them going within a few minutes. Now, Podman is the engine, system D is the manager. Quadlets are the clean connection between them. For quick testing, use Podman commands. For anything you actually care about and want running now, use Quadlets. That is how I want my openSUSE MicroOS home lab server to run. Clean files, clean services, easy updates, easy backups, easy rebuilds. That is why for me, Quadlets are not optional. They are the right way to run Podman containers. If this helped, like the video, subscribe to Gumshoe Tech, and let me know what container you want to see converted to a Quadlet. I have a bunch of Quadlets listed, and I'm going to put the link below and in the description. Feel free to copy them, use them. Just point the media to where you have the media at. Jellyfin, Frigate, Technitium DNS, homepage, Immich. I am building them all out from my home lab. All the Quadlet files are available to use, everyone. If you like this, thank you. Have a great day.